On September 7th, 2025, the SF Japantown community was joined by the City of San Francisco in celebrating 100 years of Soko Hardware.
So here's to another 100 years.
Soko Celebration, produced by the Japantown Cultural Benefit District and sponsored by the Japan Center Malls, was part of the Nihonmachi Sheet Fair's Japantown Funk Concert. The Nichi Bei Café invited family members Phil, Eunice, and David Ashizawa to share their thoughts on 100 years of Soko Hardware.
Kind of creeps up on you. You didn't really think about it until everyone's talking about 100th anniversary.
Honestly, it probably feels like working like any other business in Japantown, just day to day.
You just kind of show up for work and then one day you find out, oh, it's 100. And you're just going, wow.
Well, I was reluctant at first. I really didn't want to do any big celebration thing. And I think what occurred out there was nice. It wasn't too much, and I was glad that we were able to get Supervisor Mahmoud.
This man did not want a celebration. It took the community to convince him to celebrate himself.
And Mayor Lori out here.
Today in the city and county of San Francisco is Soko Hardware Day. Congratulations.
Well, I was surprised by that Soko Hardware Day. I was thinking, what's a Soko Hardware Day? But okay, I guess it's official now.
It just happened to fall on this generation, but we certainly rode on the coattails of our previous generations that didn't have it very easy either. I feel very grateful to them.
Soko Hardware, Masaya and Nakai Ashizawa came in 1920, J-Town. Started Soko Hardware in 1925. We all knew where we were between 1943 and 46. They reopened in 1946 after the war. Those dates sound familiar? And then the father passed away in 1949. That's the same year that Mas took it over with Agnes. But also he did the work all the way until Philip took over in 1979.
I never knew my grandfather, but growing up, we had three generations in our home. So my grandfather, my parents, and then me and my brother and sister. So basically growing up with my grandmother, she would serve as babysitter, and she would sit in the same chair that I'm sitting in, that same position where I sit now, right behind the counter. She was sitting there, and then they used to joke that my father took over her place, and now people are joking that I'm taking over my father's place. I spent a lot of my childhood in the store, helping out, and then during high school, I would work here, so that's probably when I would consider myself the beginning. I didn't really come here full-time until after college. After I graduated and working here, kind of realized, well, this is a pretty good gig. I might as well stick around.
I had very good mentors who kind of showed me and taught me how to do ordering. I mean, I just tried to see if I could bring in different things, make it better. I don't know, I never really thought of it as being anything but the hardware store. I know we had Lauren and David, and they were small kids. I would just help out around the holidays, probably, when they were busiest.
Soko Hardware has been at the heart of this block for over 100 years and has seen so much.
They have powered through challenges like the internment and redevelopment.
If you look at their history, they were there, they were there, they were there, they were there. Any spot that was open until it reopened.
Originally, we were across the street on the south side of Post, and then we moved over into this physical location now, I think in the late 40s. And then in the 70s, we had to tear that building down and rebuild the building that we're in now. The original building on this location was, we had apartments above, and the main floor is selling area, and then we had a basement for storage. The neighborhood has changed because, well, mainly in my lifetime, is because of redevelopment. A lot of the older buildings were torn down across the street. The Japan Center was built. This whole Buchanan Mall right over here, all of those old buildings were torn down also. So the feel of the neighborhood changed quite a bit.
I just remembered we had so many more businesses other than restaurants, like more shops. It was just a different feel, different vibe, I guess.
The types of customers that we've gotten have changed. We used to get a lot more of the local Japanese businesses and the residents in the area. We don't have quite as much of that anymore, more of the local apartment dwellers and tourism.
I've heard you can find just about everything related to Japanese construction, homemaking, and more here. Soko serves this diverse community, providing Japanese goods and knowledge to everyone from builders, craftspeople, do-it-yourselfers.
I really don't have any plans to retire at this point. Kind of see how the business progresses, how my son, if he wants to take over, and how we can groom him for that position.
But I just wanted to say that not moving to David, who's picking up the mantle, the torch. I don't want to make it too much pressure here, David.
I think the biggest change is that I just steadily take on more and more responsibility in regards to the day-to-day function and running of the store. That's been the biggest change overall over time for me. Because so much of what our niche fulfills is so heavily dependent on international relations, it doesn't really make much sense to plan far out ahead because no one knows what's going to happen. Yeah, it's mostly just about day-to-day making sure we can open tomorrow, making sure that we have merchandise for tomorrow. That's pretty much all I'm concerned about right now.
I know it sounds cliche, but Soko Hardware would not be here today if it weren't for all of us here. The neighborhood is such a nice neighborhood, and we're very fortunate to be here in Japantown. I do want to extend my gratitude and thanks to my parents and my grandparents who really went through a lot. They shepherded the store through some tough times. Without them, then we wouldn't have had the store today. So thank you very much, and I got to get back to work.
All right.
You can find Soko Hardware on the corner of Buchanan and Post Street in SF Japantown. Its hours are Tuesday to Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. This is Maxine for Tomohirai and Greg Villoria for the Nichi Bei Café.